Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Hazy and this is part 2 on how to ride a motorcycle. If you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend go check that out because it's going to show you the basics on how the controls work, how the clutch works, and how to just go smooth and steady on your motorcycle for the first time, especially in parking lots. In this video, before we hit intersections or anything, we're going to find a busier parking lot to practice in, but first I want to show you guys how to brake a little bit more and how to get comfortable with turns, because when you're on a road, turns are most important. There's a lot of them, they come quick, and it's a great thing to learn. So without further ado, so now that we have the motorcycle started, we're going to do the same thing as last video. If you haven't seen that, it's just using the clutch very slowly. You don't want to abruptly just let it go. You're going to want to smoothly release it and get that clutch point. So what you're going to want to do is put her in first gear, slowly let it go, and we're off to the races. No throttle is needed, the bike will just go itself. So what we're going to practice for a little bit today is just doing corners. I like little parking lots like this because they have these little poles in here, and you just want to practice going right and going left and getting comfortable with your bike. A good way to get comfortable is to look where you're going. So you want to turn your head and the bike is just going to follow you. Sometimes you are going to find one side of you is better than the other. For me, going left is super easy, but going right is a little bit harder just because I'm not as comfortable at that. But you just want to do this for 15 or 30 minutes to get used to it. It's great if you have a parking lot by your house. And just remember, look where you're going and your bike will follow. Now make sure you're looking at everything, using your peripheral vision around you, seeing your awareness, seeing the bike, seeing your speed, and just understanding everything, because awareness on a bike is another big thing that you have to not watch out for but get used to, as when you're on a road and it's busy, you're looking at a lot of things and you never know what's going to happen. So now that we've practiced turning and you've gotten a little comfortable with which way the bike turns and how to turn it, and we've had all the practice, we're just going to get into a little bit more braking and how to use it properly and more smoothly so you can come to a stop without having to drop your bike or stall your bike or just have anything go wrong. So first, you're going to want to start with your rear foot brake, and again, just lean off the clutch a little bit and the bike will go. What I like to practice doing is going a little bit faster and then just hitting the brake a little bit. Just the rear brake, no front brake right now. And again, we're going to go around. Go a little bit faster, and then rear brake. Bring that down a little bit, you can watch the speed. And I would just practice finding the friction zone of your rear brake. This helps to do it more smoothly and come to a stop. Once again, you're going to want to speed up a little bit. Rear brake. Now that you've had some time practicing your rear brake and how that works, the friction zone of it, where it catches, now we're going to go on to the front brake, because both these brakes are good to use simultaneously and kind of how you're supposed to do it, not too much on one, not too much on the other. So for this one, we're going to do the same thing, ease off of the clutch, but no back brake. We're just going to be using the front one for now. And a good tip for this one is don't grab this too fast, because you don't want to get blown off your bike. You don't want to stall the bike. And everything for the motorcycle to learn is just go slowly. Go slow on the clutch, go slow on the throttle, go slow on the brakes. We have swapped directions now because it's better to see both sides and get used to how your turning is, especially in a little parking lot like this. So again, we're just going to ease off of the throttle a little bit. Ease off of the clutch, I mean. And we're just going to go a little fast and front brake a little bit. Again, you're going to want to find that friction zone. Hold that front brake in a little bit. And just practice that. Go a little bit fast. Front brake a little bit. Because if you don't know, the front brake is 70% of your braking and your rear brake is around 30%. Some differ if you have different brake pads or drum brakes or the type and the style of the bike. After you're comfortable with stopping with the rear and the front brake, you're going to want to use them simultaneously. Now, again, you don't want to do them where you're grabbing them and just pushing on them hard. You want to just ease on them. So just a little bit of front, a little bit of back, and you will smoothly come to a stop. Now you want to kind of keep doing this. Let's say there's a stop sign up here at this stick. You're going to want to go, and then you're going to want front and back brake, and boom. Right where the stop sign would be is where you would stop. So I would say practice this a couple of times. If there's a stop sign at the end of this line, you want to go, and then front and back brake. Make it equal, boom, stop. And then you would be good. Now for the next part of this video, we're going to go to a little bit bigger and busier of a parking lot to practice intersections and just get used to having cars around you, people around you, and having a change in environment instead of an empty parking lot. So I will see you guys there in 2 seconds. Hey guys, so now we are at the other parking lot. This one's a little bit more busy and has little intersections that I'm going to go through in a second, but right now this is kind of what we're dealing with. Another friendly biker guy. What's up, buddy? But yeah, now you want to get comfortable around everything, around animals, pedestrians, cars, stopping, starting, not stalling the bike, everything kind of like that. So right now, again, we're just going to start the bike. We're going to go nice and smooth. I prefer just to use the clutch in these kind of parking lots, not a lot of throttle, because you don't know what's going to happen. A lot of these cars could be moving at any second. Someone could be opening a door or running across the street, or a kid doing something, or a dog running, anything, any crazy scenario. So again, we're just going to start the bike up, and we're just going to take this nice and slow. So as you go, I would like to practice just looking down these things like intersections. Make sure no cars are coming. Look around you. Have a good awareness. Again, just keep looking at stuff. Make sure not only are you looking, but your peripheral vision around you is just super aware of everything that's going on, especially in parking lots that are this busy. After you get comfortable with going around and looking down them and just not being scared of all these cars around, again, like this guy pulling out right here, you don't want to go too fast because of that. We're going to stop at the end here, make sure we're clear to go. We're going to wait. Now we can pull out a little bit and we are clear to go this way. Again, watch out for pedestrians. We're just going to turn again. Watching cars, watching everything that's happening around us. And just basically rinse and repeat. You're going to want to come to the end of these, you're going to want to stop, you're going to want to look both ways, and you're going to want to feel comfortable about what you're doing. Another biker buddy, what's up, buddy? And again, just look down these like you have been. Look down them. And this is just a great way to get used to intersections because there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to big parking lots like this, just like intersections when you're on the road. So again, we'll come to a stop. Look both ways, make sure it's good to go. I'm gonna go this way. Come to full stops, look around you. And that's about it. So after you practice your turns and how to get comfortable with that, making sure you're looking where you're going, how to do your front brake and rear brake, and how to do them at the same time simultaneously for the best benefit to make it smooth and you can stop on a dime. Then you're going to want to go to a bigger parking lot like this where it's busy. You're going to want to practice those intersection drills. You're going to want to watch everything again using your peripheral vision, just keeping in mind that anything can happen at any point in time, whether it's kids, cars, animals, anything in the world. You're going to want to take care. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is Hazy, and I'll catch you in the next one.